How did a skinny Nigerian kid grow up to become the UFC's most dominant pound-for-pound champion? The answer's quite simple: by constantly seeking out new challenges, including potential fights with opponents who are as much as 2 entire weight classes up.
Like I said, I am the best on the planet for a reason. Now everybody else, y'all need to put some respect on my name.
Nobody is as lethal in the octagon as the Nigerian Nightmare.
I'm the undisputed welterweight champion for a reason. This is my cage. I don't care who you are. When you step in here, there's no friends.
His right cross has become a scary phenomenon in the world of UFC. Aside from his feuds with Colby Covington, none of Usman's fights have been particularly close. His only loss was back in 2013 against Jose Caceres, which was his second professional fight ever. And since then, with every battle, he has not only dominated almost every opponent, but emerged as a newer and nastier version of himself. His ability to level up is unreal.
He's a very complete fighter. He's very good everywhere.
The most dumbfounding and stupefying thing about Kamaru is you get the sense that he's still nowhere near his ceiling, and there's still more to come. Welcome to the age of MMA. Enjoy this video. Kamaru Usman is a man at the top of the fight game, the best fighter in the UFC. The welterweight champion has only gotten more fearsome since stripping the belt away from Tyron Woodley. Since then, he has defeated his challengers one after another. In most cases, he ended things in a matter of seconds, putting a definitive mark on the division.
Now when you feel like it's a bad dream, you want to throw punches, but they won't leave your face. You see the upper control. He was really heavy on top. So, hats off to him. I have no excuse. I have the title. This is my 5th title defense. I would love to run it back with him.
Kamaru Usman was born in Nigeria. His father served in the Nigerian army while his mother was a teacher. Growing up with his mother and 2 brothers in Benin City, Usman struggled with squalid poverty and a life of destitution in his environment during his childhood. Usman's father, Muhammad Nisaru Usman, who became a pharmacist in the United States, brought his family into the country when Usman was 8 years old. They immigrated to Dallas, Texas. Usman started wrestling in his sophomore year in high school and compiled a 53-3, placing 3rd in Texas state championships. He wrestled alongside John Jones at the senior national tournament before leaving for college. Usman placed top 3 in the nation all 3 years. He attended the University of Nebraska at Kearney and was a 2-time national finalist. He became the NCAA Division II national champion at 174 pounds in 2010, finishing the season with a 44-1 record and 30 straight wins. Kamaru turned his attention to freestyle wrestling and became a resident of the United States Olympic Training Center with hopes of making the 2012 Olympic team. But despite making the U.S. University World Team in 2010, he was sidetracked by injuries and eventually had to abandon his Olympic goal after failing to qualify for the 2012 U.S. Olympic team trials, turning his attention to mixed martial arts instead. In February 2015, it was announced that Usman was one of the fighters selected to be on The Ultimate Fighter. He defeated Michael Javares in his debut match via majority decision. In the semifinals, Usman faced off against a seasoned fighter and former WSOF welterweight champion, Steve Carl. He won the fight via unanimous decision and advanced to the finals. In the finals, Usman faced Haider Hassan on July 12, 2015 at the Ultimate Fighter 21 finale. He won the bout via submission to the second round, thus winning a six-figure contract with the UFC. He was also awarded the Performance of Night Award.
Aggressive there. Bigger than Haider Hassan. Looked like a tap. That's it. Kamaru Usman comes up huge for the flexor.
In 2015, UFC was graced with the presence of a future world champion and an incredible asset to the mixed martial arts. In his official debut as a UFC athlete, Usman faced Leon Edwards. The fight was thrilling, but the Nigerian managed to come up on top by a unanimous decision. In his first bout of 2016, Usman faced Alexander Yakovlev at UFC on Fox 20. It wasn't a close fight, and Kamaru remained on top of his opponent the whole time. He won the one-sided fight via unanimous decision after out-grappling Yakovlev.
Career wins by knockout, 5 of 7. Solid shots. Seconds on the they go the distance. Move the ball. Kamaru, the Nigerian Nightmare.
Usman faced TUF Brazilian 3 tournament winner Warley Alves on November 19, 2016. At UFC Fight Night 100, he won the match by unanimous decision for the third straight time.
World that. We'll see if Kamaru Usman can do just that. Pretty good counter shots there by Warley Alves. Now trying to make Alves pay with elbow.
A lot of people criticize Usman for not being a guy who goes after the finish. He has gone for the finish repeatedly here.
So Alves survives, but for the winner by unanimous decision.
Kamaru isn't really known for striking, lesser so at that time. However, his wrestling and grappling were exceptional, and his ground game was marvelous. He takes his opponents down to the floor and dominates them in his stronghold, eventually draining out their energy. Usman faced former longtime KOTC middleweight champion Sean Strickland for his first fight of 2017 at UFC 210. He once again won the fight via unanimous decision.
Door closes. It is shut now. It's UFC 199 last June against Tom.
Strickland trying now.
Seemingly too little too late for Sean. Kamaru, the Nigerian Nightmare.
A rescheduled bout with Sergio Moraes, which was scheduled in 2016, eventually took place on September 16, 2017 at UFC Fight Night 116. Usman beat Sean, who was on the 7-match unbeaten streak, and won the fight via one-punch knockout in the first round. This was the first of his rare wins via knockout.
Guys make each other's acquaintance here tonight. Moraes Gray wobbling on that low leg kick. Early adversity here for Sergio Moraes. Usman has been about as just like the brothers teach. Oh, and that is it. He had to make a statement, and he made a statement. And I think he's earned that spot. God, what else you got to do than you go in there and you get.
Usman was scheduled to face Santiago Ponzinibbio on May 19, 2018 at UFC Fight Night 129. However, the Argentinian was pulled from the card due to injury and later replaced by ADCC grappling world champion and 2-time UFC title challenger Demian Maia. After denying all of Maia's 15 attempts of takedowns and outperforming his opponent on the feet, Usman won the fight via unanimous decision.
In the gray. From Maia. Got it. There's a takedown from Maia.
But Usman can spend a ton of energy going for takedowns when he can't stabilize position.
Thoughts on what Damien?
It might keep going back to what we might see in earlier guard pull. He went for it over and over and over again and cost him.
The referee's not going to put up with that. None of that.
He's going to get the finish he wanted, but
It big right in the final seconds. Maia to his back one more time when here in Chile. Our move of the fight, sponsored by Metro.
Winner by unanimous decision.
Usman faced former UFC lightweight champion Rafael dos Anjos on November 30th, 2018 at the Ultimate Fighter 28 finale. He won the fight via unanimous decision again. This win earned him his second Performance of the Night award.
Lots lower, but a big favorite. Plus 225 possible rounds at 170 pounds. Thanks for doing that. Usman tips levels.
Usman to get the takedown, and I like what we saw inside with the body shots for him tonight. And man, a great performance.
Gotta spend them all. Looks like he's doing it. Or elbows. But this night will belong to the Nigerian Nightmare. Mom loves it. And why not? All for your winner by you, Usman.
Riding a 9-fight winning streak in the UFC, the Nigerian Nightmare next faced UFC welterweight champion Tyron Woodley in March of 2019 in the co-main event at UFC 235. He won the one-sided fight via unanimous decision after dominating Woodley for 5 rounds. This marked the beginning of Usman's dreaded reign of terror.
Kamaru Usman. Tonight's fight clock is brought to you straight to a guillotine attempt. He doesn't have stagnant through the whole fight, and Usman just stayed ahead, always first. Keep down, folks. Africa unite. Kamaru Usman late.
The winner by unanimous decision and welterweight champion of the world.
Usman made his first title defense and faced longtime rival Colby Covington at UFC 245 on December 14th, 2019. This was by far the best and toughest fight of the career for both athletes. Covington is the UFC bad boy known for his trash talking. The fight was ever more hyped because of the heated pre-match verbal exchanges between them. Despite both athletes not being mostly offensive wrestlers, the fight did not include any grappling and contained high-paced offensive in the striking instead. After a fight often referred to as a 5-round slugfest, Usman was able to knock down his opponent twice, before finishing him with strikes in the 5th round to be declared the winner via technical knockout, which set the record for the latest finish in the UFC welterweight history. This fight earned both participants the Fight of the Night award.
You want to touch the hand? God bless.
Kamaru's success is in no small part due to finding a perfect alchemy in his training camps with Trevor Whitman and a year-round workout regime led by top-tier crew of coaches. For a long time, Kamaru was known mostly as a wrestler who would ragdoll his opponents around the cage, like a labradoodle given a chew toy. His jab is instructive because it illustrates who he is, devastatingly effective yet incomplete. It's not like his jab is mastered yet, and that's what makes it fun, says Trevor Whitman, Kamaru's coach of almost 2 years, who is known to MMA circles as a cheery Yoda.
I'm able to pay more attention to technical things that I need to get done. It's now fine-tuning, sharpening all of it, and putting it all together for one night. And no one does that better than me.
In July 2020, Jorge Masvidal had stepped in on short notice and served as a replacement for Burns, who was expecting to go against Kamaru Usman. Usman won via unanimous decision. The card reportedly generated 1.3 million pay-per-view buys in the United States, the most since UFC 229 in October 2018.
Masvidal is in the red trunks, Kamaru Usman in the black and gold.
Look at that. That's the problem against the wrestler, throwing low kicks. They're going to catch it. This is where Usman wants it. Precisely where he wants it.
Masvidal is out and up about 90 seconds. Ooh.
Masvidal's got real power.
Usman defended his title for the third time as he won the fight via technical knockout in the third round against Gilbert Burns in a rescheduled fight in 2021, surpassing the record of the former UFC welterweight champion Georges St-Pierre for the largest win streak in the division with 13. This win earned him the Performance of the Night award. For his fifth title bout, Usman rematched against Jorge Masvidal for the UFC welterweight championship at UFC 261 in Florida.
Well done, gents.
Masvidal, I mean, credit to that man. Made it exciting the whole time, didn't give up.
Give me 6 weeks, man. I can beat that guy.
The only reason this man took the fight is because it was on 6 days' notice and he had a built-in excuse. Guess what? It's not done. I'll give you a whole training camp. I guarantee you, you won't sign on that dotted line because this time I'm gonna finish your ass.
He successfully defended his title after knocking out Masvidal in the second round, becoming the first to do so in the UFC. This win earned Usman his fourth Performance of the Night award bonus. Kamaru landed a merciless right cross on Masvidal. The punch cracked poor Jorge so hard that his body went limp, and the sweat from his brow flung itself into the air, and instantly phase changed into a cloud of ghostly vapor. On television, the effect resembled something like a spirit leaving its human form. He even entered his most recent battle against Colby Covington, the closest thing he's ever had to a true rival, with a slight handicap. Kamaru broke his right hand 3 weeks before the fight, couldn't even punch with it during training camp. This was a high-voltage battle yet again. Usman expressed his thought on Covington in an interview. Usman and Covington both at the peak of their career and having similar fight styles with almost the same strengths, ended up going at each other till the last round. The Nigerian Nightmare ended up by winning through a unanimous decision in his favor.
For a fifth time against the challenger Colby Covington. Covington with a desperation shot late in the round. For him to follow it up and move forward.
Oh my goodness.
Looked like Covington caught him on the way in a little bit. Kamaru Usman and Colby Covington go 25 minutes.
And still the undisputed UFC welterweight champion of the world.
Kamaru is a world champion, but at this point, he's more than that. 20 wins in 21 bouts, the last 6 being title fights against the scariest welterweights on the planet. He's beaten everyone notable in his division. a few of them even twice already. He's a cerebral tactician and a sui generis athlete who never gets tired and can't be taken down. He might not be the most dynamic striker or the hardest hitter or even the best grappler. Still, he's pretty great at nearly everything and puts it all together in a way that makes him one of the most complete fighters we've ever seen, on a tier with names like Jon Jones and Georges St-Pierre.
Usman was very well-rounded. He's not the best at anything, but he's very good at everything. Usman got all the tools. He's a very complete fighter. You know, he's not a specialist. I mean, his specialty is mostly wrestling, but I mean, he's very good everywhere.
For a guy to have done what he's done, I still feel like he's underrated. And maybe not underrated in terms of skill, but underappreciated is a better word for the way the masses look at Kamaru Usman. To get that belt off of Usman, it's going to take a very, very special performance.
No way I'm impressed by that. Did you guys not see how gassed he was at the end of the first round? I mean, Marty Juiceman, he needs to find a new chemist, a new scientist to get him some new formulated drugs, because he looked like shit. Unless he shows me some serious improvements, I'm going to enjoy beating Marty Fake Usman, because everybody's hyping him up to be this GOAT, to be this great fighter, undefeated, this and that. He's unbeatable. It's just going to make it that much sweeter when I smash him in the ground and end him.
I thought he was going in for a shot. When I realized it wasn't a shot, it was too late. I was throwing my check left hook, but it was already too late. I read the information wrong, so he sold it to me beautifully, and that's why he got those results. And gosh, like of that moment right there, I am a fan, you know.
Насчет Камару Усмана, есть 7 миллиардов человек, плюс-минус, если не ошибаюсь. Но Камару является одним из лучших в мире. Дружок, мой близкий товарищ. Так что я вот, например, вижу, что не вижу, точнее, кто бы мог его выиграть следующий там, ну, возьмем 2 года. Но в ближайшее время не вижу него конкурента.
Usman kind of has the similar style of Khabib, you know, the snip the jockstrap style. So, I'm interested for both. You know, we'll see what happens.
And I'd never considered it. I thought, well, if Gilbert Burns was able to find the chin in the first round and drop Kamaru, no disrespect to Gilbert Burns, he's awesome, but then so can Jorge Masvidal, and he's going to be sharper, and he's going to be faster, and he's going to be more focused and intent and determined on winning this fight, because it's probably going to be his last shot. And I just thought, whoa.
We'll look towards Usman. Obviously he's the last guy to beat me, so I'd love to get that win back. We both improved a lot since we last fought. He's improved his striking a little bit, and I've improved leaps and bounds. I've rebuilt myself up. I went on an 8-fight winning streak. I've not lost. I think I've lost a round since then. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be a good fight when we do meet, and I'm looking forward to it.
But I just have a feeling that I'm gonna see him again. You know, and I'm just gonna keep working. I saw a lot of mistakes that I did, and for sure next time will be a lot of difference.
That was all for today's episode. We hope you enjoyed this documentary on one of the best active martial artists on earth. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a thumbs up. Do tell us about your opinions in the comments and share this video with your friends. We will come back with more videos on your favorite athletes, so stay tuned.